Hey, this is my second attempt at this. I don't know what I did to the first one, but this is going to be very quick. There's nothing new to add. This is my bi-weekly pickup of books, most of which I've already gone over before, so it's probably nothing new to add. But really quickly, here's the Walking Dead Survivor's Guide. This issue starts with A through C. I'm not sure how many issues it's going to be. If I'm going to go to get the Z, how many characters are there with Z? Unless they start like zombie one through whatever. Anyways, Walking Dead. If you're a fan of the comic series, or if you're a fan of the TV series, you might be interested. Especially if you're a fan of the TV series, you might wonder how the characters you see on TV differ from those in the comic. And so check it out. It goes with very minor characters: Aaron, Abraham, Albert, and all the rest, A, B's, and C's. There were two Bruces. Who friggin' knew? I mean, I shouldn't keep track. Anyway, Walking Dead Survivor's Guide. And many of those characters really do not survive that long. So, anyways, sort of not completely actors. Quasi Survivor's Guide. Okay, here's Hellboy. Buster Oakley gets his wish. Mike Mignola and Kevin Nolan. One shot. And we look here, we see some kind of alien creature attacking pigs and cows. And there's Hellboy. I don't know who Buster is. Unless it's that guy on the back of the comic, that kid with the t-shirt. Who knows, right? Somebody gets their wish and probably doesn't turn out to be what he expected. Never go wrong with Mike Mignola. Speaking of Dark Horse, we got Solomon Kane. Starts with the adaptation of Red Shadows by Robert E. Howard. Script by Bruce Jones. Artist is Rashawn Akidal. And cover by Guy Davis. Very good creators. Guy Davis does totally creepy stuff, man. He's one of the best. Also, Macmillan Universe, BPRD, Dead Remembered, which goes into the early life of Liz Sherman, or Elizabeth Ann Sherman, as she was born. Talks about the fate of her family, how her powers came to be, sadly. It's not going to be a light story. Let's face it. Poor Liz had a hard time. Got Marvel Zombies Supreme #3. Romance is undead. Damn right. I'll see what goes on there. Marvel is promoting Thor, and at least the Thor video games on the back, May 3rd, 2011. The ThorVideogame.com. So they're promoting both. That they've done with Iron Man, so there's no surprise there. Third issue of the current Doctor Who series, and IDW is promoting their Godzilla Kingdom of Monsters. You can go wrong with Godzilla. I've read some not very good comics with Godzilla, but I have high hopes for this. I love the character. I have since I was a kid. Good Godzilla, bad Godzilla. Godzilla in name only, as many of us call the American version. And we'll see what happens. But it was Doctor Who and Jack the Ripper. See what goes on there. Jonah Hex, #66. And oddly enough, on the back of the DC Comics this month is Trust Your Doctor, Doctor Who. April 23rd, Saturday in BBC America. Cannot wait to see what the Doctor and Amy are up to this season. Got a Neil Gaiman story coming up at some point, which should be very interesting to see what Gaiman does with the Good Doctor. First Wave Doc Savage. The Corpse That Walked. Godzilla versus the Mummy. Who I have a feeling Doc probably fought a number of mummies back in the old pulp days. I thought number 12 was the last issue, at least that it seemed to end that way. Same thing with First Wave. I thought that had ended, but I guess they're going to continue. So see what happens. And speaking of First Wave, we got the First Wave special. Then one, I got Batman, Justice Incorporated, and Doc Savage. Spirit's not in this one. So we have, we'll see what happens with the Avenger / Justice Inc. in this one. I'm sure that, I know Doc Savage isn't his biggest fan, and I'm sure the Batman isn't thrilled by the way Justice Inc. takes law into their own hands. Latest issue of Usagi Yojimbo. Stan is once again doing sketches on the back. Last issue, as you remember, there was a promotion or an ad for the Usagi statues. Hey, that works. But Usagi Yojimbo, number 136, Stan Sakai. One of the best comics being produced today. About the only Marvel comic, and other than Marvel Zombies Supreme, that I pick up right now is Secret Warriors. See what's going on with Nick Fury. Things are bad. We find out, as we have been learning, that S.H.I.E.L.D. was not what Nick thought it was. And certainly not what Steve Rogers thinks it was or thinks it is. And speaking of Steve, now that he's in charge of S.H.I.E.L.D., we'll see what goes on with the Captain America movie coming up. I have a feeling Steve's going to be back in the Captain America uniform. If not by the time the Captain America film comes out, no doubt he'll be there by the time the Avengers film comes out. Let's face it, Steve Rogers is Captain America, just as Bruce Wayne is the Batman. I mean, who are you kidding, right? Anyway, this month is the 40th anniversary of the Comics Buyer's Guide. 40 years, man. The first issue I saw was, I want to say, number 17. At least that's what I think it was. Because it had to have been back in 71 or early 72 that I saw my, at least 71, early 72, I saw my first issue of what was then the Buyer's Guide of Comics fandom. It wasn't CBG, it was TBG, done by Alan Light. Beginning on it was in his parents' basement, if I recall. The first issue I saw, it was shown to me by Betsy, who was a friend at the time and became wifey number one a couple years later. Who knew girls read comics, and who knew right? News to me, except for like Archie and stuff. Anyway, that's it for now. As I said, I didn't really have a lot. I probably ramble on way too long. One of these days, I'm actually going to, again, as I did last time, talk about some of the stuff in my collection, some of the older books. I was going to do it this time, but had other things on my agenda. And anyway, as always, Peace out. Take care and be well.